and welcome to Todd Miller TV. I'm Juana Sterlacci, and this is Todd Miller.
Hello!
And we are here to talk about this myth that everybody's been talking about shadow inventory. Tell us what that is, and does it really exist?
That's a good question. First of all, thanks for starting off the show.
You're welcome.
And so shadow inventory, there's this myth that the banks have foreclosed on all these properties and they're just sitting on them. And the truth is that's not the case. They haven't actually, they don't own the property. So I think the confusion is the word foreclosed. People don't understand that foreclosure is a generic name for an entire process. From the time they file a notice of default to when they file a notice of trustee sale to when they actually attempt to sell it at a trustee sale and then they take ownership. That whole process can take anywhere from 120 days to years. So let's say that banks in general have filed notices of default and trustee sales, but they keep postponing and canceling the actual sale dates, and then they just wait 6 months or 3 months and redo that again. Well, those homes actually haven't been foreclosed. That is what the shadow inventory is. It's that the homes we don't know about. When a bank forecloses on a home, they immediately hand it to an agent to sell the house because they need to protect their interest in the property, get the money back so they can reloan the money. So this myth that they're foreclosing homes and they're sitting on them because they're trying to stabilize the market and all this other stuff, not really true. They just haven't foreclosed. So the important question is then, why are they doing this? Why are they waiting 2 years? Because in 2007 and 2008, it was 90 days after the notice of default, they filed the trustee sale notice and then they foreclosed. So you tell me why you think they're not doing this, why they're just postponing and canceling and doing all this.
Well, a lot of it has to do with the controversy regarding the robo-signing and that sort of thing. Part of it, I think that the largest part is simply the amount of volume versus the amount of staff they have to process all of this. And it's not just the banks. It's also the legal entities and the counties and all these people that are involved in the foreclosure process. There simply is not enough staff to deal with that. The other issue is market absorption. I think that's a big concern. You certainly don't want to bring a ton of inventory to market at the same time. We saw that happen a couple years ago, and that's when we took the biggest hit in values in the shortest amount of time. So I think there's a combination of reasons for this shadow inventory out there. The other thing is, with all the different political programs out there, that there was a lot of, well, let's just wait and see what happens, both on parts of homeowners and the banks, to see, well, are we going to get more money? Are the homeowners going to get money? What exactly is going to happen? What makes the most business sense and what makes the most political sense to deal with this? Because, let's face it, foreclosure is a very politically unpopular thing, and banks are not unaware of that. They do want to still appeal to consumers because they want consumers to trust them, borrow from them, and do business with them. So there are a lot of complicated reasons for that, but the bottom line is that this process takes longer now than it did before due to the huge amount of possible homes out there that would qualify for a foreclosure.
Completely agree. So there's this sort of process, and that they found that there's constraints along the way, which is capacity, and they're not going to just dump on the market a ton of houses, which is when I hear people say prices are going to fall even further. Well, in some cases, we were pulling houses for an investor yesterday, and a house that was selling for about $39,000 had sold for $267,000 in 2005.
Wow.
So there's not a lot of downside. So I think if you're waiting for this quote-unquote flood, I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is actually a good sign that there's actually some entity out there regulating the flow of inventory back into the market, because it does stabilize the market and give investors a chance to buy, hold, and rent, or buy and flip, or do other things. And I think that that this chance of the market quote-unquote collapsing has already basically done that. I think we're beyond that.
I think we're beyond that for a lot of reasons. One of them is capacity, like you said, and the other part is just lessons of the past.
Yeah. Good. Well, that is the episode for today. Thanks for being a gracious host.
You're welcome.
And look forward to seeing you on the next episode.